Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel, Tower Academic. Thank you very much for being part of this channel. At this point in time, we are moving on to lesson 3, that is undermining. But before we do anything else, I want to say thank you for being part of this channel. Those who have been able to subscribe, I want to say thank you. And please keep on the good spirit as bring you more and more content. At this point in time, allow us dive into methods of mining in East Africa. So earlier on, we had looked at the effects of mining on the environment. Now this is connecting to lesson 3, which is our main topic today is methods of mining. We have quite a number and we shall try to do the best we can in this field. So methods of mining. I want to start with opencast mining. And we're saying this is the cheapest method. It's employed when the minerals occur close to the surface of the earth. It involves removing off of the topsoil layer lying over the mineral deposit and dumping it nearby. So open cast method is used to mine surface minerals, for example, diamond, coal, iron ore, copper, and quarrying of rocks such as limestone and gravel, clay for bricks and making. This is quite a common kind of mining method. So what happens here is that we just use excavators, we remove the topsoil, then we expose the mineral and we get it out of the earth crust and we mine it. So that's one of the methods that is used to mine minerals in East Africa, as you can see in the diagram. We're quite seeing an excavator trying to excavate and loading off some debris, some rocks and stones onto the track. So we are saying this is just employing some excavators that actually clear off the surface soil to expose the rock, thus excavating the ores and taking them for processing. Next, next we have what we call underground mining. This is used when the mineral is deep underground. It involves sinking vertical shafts into the earth crust to reach the mineral ore. For example, drift method and shaft method. So we're saying this, we create a channel within the earth crust underneath, which you can call a cave. So we see miners moving inside in search of these minerals. And what we see a rail, miners having caps or elements or what's head protectors with lamps, with torches in front, because it's a dark place and they're able to see using those lights on the heads. So they go inside under the cave and then they're able to mine. As common in Kilembe mine where they mine copper. It's common also in copper mines. Most cases that's where we see this type of mining as people look for copper and cobalt. So looking at this is the example that we have. So drift stroke add method, this involves digging horizontal tunnels along a hill to reach the mineral. It's the method which was used to extract copper from Kilembe mines. That is in Uganda. So that's our tunnel, and that's the rail I've talked about. So we have some light in there to create light because it's a dark tunnel where you can't see. And actually, if light is off, you can easily get lost and even die within that tunnel. You lose your way. So we're saying we need lights, and they can have pipes that take water, pipes that take electricity, and they can go as far as a kilometer underground. So we also have shaft method. This is vertical, the other one was horizontal. So this is used when the mineral occurs in a very steep inclined rock. It involves sinking vertical shafts. From the vertical shafts, horizontal tunnels are dug towards the direction of the mineral. So we're saying explosives are usually used to blast the mineral bearing rock and then transported along the tunnel to the shaft by light railway or conveyor belts. It is then brought to the surface in a type of lift called a cage, which moves up down the shaft. So this helps to move the ore from beneath the earth surface onto beneath the earth crust onto the earth surface. So in all these underground methods, we see a digging of a tunnel, either vertically or horizontal. So addit is horizontal shaft, and then we see shaft going deep and then creating a horizontal one. So it involves going into beneath the earth crust in search of this mineral. So this one of the methods that we call underground methods. And as we've said, we have adit and shaft method. Moving on, this is to explain more about what we're talking about. So as you can see there, we see a tunnel being dug going down. So, and then ventilation, where we see some people getting this oxygen. And then we see mineral cages, and then pumps. And then we also see sumps, which are down, and then tunnels. Then we also see drifts. We see stop and chart and raises, and then ore body. So the ore body is where the mineral are located. So they reach that area, tap the ores, transport the ores through a lorry, and then put onto a cage, taken up through the shaft onto the surface of the earth, and thus extracting that mineral. So also saying solution method, this is another type of mining. It's a solution method. So this is used for minerals which can dissolve in water. For example, salt, potassium, sulfur. So we're saying pipes with sulfated steam of water are drilled down the mineral deposit. The mineral dissolves into the water and is then pumped out onto the surface. At the surface, the water is evaporated and the mineral extracted. So this is a solution method where we see minerals which can easily dissolve into water and are brought onto the surface through that kind of method. That is solution method. And we see heating of water and then exposing the mineral at the end. That is solution method. Moving on. This is also a diagram trying to explain how the solution method work. So we have what we call winter operations, mining walls. We have the crystallization. So this is how the system works, from mixing the mineral with water and then extracting the mineral out of that water through evaporation. We see the stack, we see the drying, and many others. This is just to help us understand how the solution method works. So we also have what we call the drilling method. It's common used for oil, mining oil. So this is used in the exploration of petroleum and natural gas, which are found actually in sedimentary rocks. The deposits are reached by boring wells. The petroleum or gas is then brought onto the surface either under its own pressure or by pumping. The method which is to be used to extract petroleum from Lake Albert Basin in Uganda is the method that they're using. So we are saying this one is just to drill out the way you see a borehole. So we just drill out this mineral. Sometimes we pump it out, but if with enough pressure, it just comes out by itself. So it's what we see there. So we are saying a mass-like structure is constructed, which is known as a derrick, which supports that drilling. And then we see pumps, pipes, we see drilling strings, we see drill collar. These are the ones that reach the sedimentary rock and then drill out the crude oil and bring it onto the surface of the earth. So this is how oil is mined. You've seen such quite a number in water bodies, oceans, and then some on land. As common example in the Albertan region in East Africa, where now we're doing oil mining. This is more to show you what it looks like. So we are saying on the other side is on land, and then this other side is in water, as you can see. So derricks are constructed, and then have a driller which goes into the sedimentary rock beneath the earth and then drills out that oil and brings it on the earth surface. The same applies to one in the water body, most cases in the oceans. So they have to drill deep through the ocean waters and onto the sedimentary rock and connect that drilling pipe onto that rock and then drill out that crude oil onto the earth surface. So those are the two uh, examples, one on land, that's how it looks like, and then one on water or in water. So in water, they have to construct a basement where they lay that machinery so that it's able to drill. Whereas on land, you just need to set it up and then you connect it with the land and you're able to extract the oil. Our next method. So we have what we call the alluvial method or alluvial mining. As this is actually common for gold, where you always see people trying to sieve that water, shaking it in the basins, that common traditional way of mining gold. So we're saying this is South Plaza mining method or alluvial mining. This is used for minerals that occur in alluvial deposits such as gold, tin. Uh, these are common in East African areas, as we've seen. That's Karamoja, Busia, Pokot in Kenya, and mention others. Even other parts of the world. We see this type of method of mining, where we see people sieve, trying to sieve out gold from the water. So this is known as the alluvial method. And as you can see the picture there, someone's trying to do that kind of method. Uh, Next, we have what we call the dredging method. So we're saying a dredging, this is much more advanced from a placer mining method or placer mining. Dredging is underwater excavation of placer deposit by floating equipment. Dredging systems are classified as mechanical or hydraulic, depending on the method of material transport. This is applied to mine soda ash, that's Rona, from Lake Magadi in Kenya. So here we see a machine that pumps out water with a heavy pipe, as we shall see here in this illustration to help us to understand more. So we see this machine pumping out. As it pumps out this water, it also trying to extract the mineral in the water, like the way you see what we've just seen in the alluvial. Now this is dredging. This is a machinery. Now you see a big pipe of water, a big pipe pulling out that water from a lake, and then in a solution form, and then we extract that soda ash from that mineral. So we're saying that is another type of mining. Moving on. So we have seen the types of mining, and we just want to move on and see the major minerals in East Africa, in where and which particular places they are found. So we have a table here that's trying to show us we can see minerals, country, area mined, mining methods, and mining. Oh, it was repeated actually. It's supposed to be uses of those minerals. Sorry about that. So we have diamond, that's in Tanzania, and the area is Mwandui, Plag. And the method that they use is Opencast. And what do we use diamond for is making the jewelry, strong drilling equipments. And then we also have a mineral. Next mineral is copper. It's also found in Kenya and Uganda. So in Uganda, we see it in Kalembe. In Kenya, we see it at the Makalda. And the method used there is open cast and add it. And what's the use of this copper? We use it to make electric cables, coins, and then jewelry also. We also have gold. Gold is also found in these three East African countries. That is Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda. And in Tanzania, we see that Musoma and the select is selector. And then the methods are open cast and add it. You see it Kakamega, that's in Kenya, and you see it in Busheni, Karamoja, Mubende region. And then the method is Salsa Plaza. And then the users, Jawari, and then many other things that we see. Limestone, we see it in Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, and then Hima, that's where it's mined in Uganda, Hima and Tororo. And then we see in Kenya, Bamburi and River Athi. In Tanzania, we see that Tanga and Wanzo Hills. And the method there is open cast. And then we see the usage there is cement and then lime building. Then we also have The other mineral where we see it also mined in Uganda and Kenya, that's the salt, also soda ash or salt. We also have Lake Katwe and then Lake Magadi, the salt. Then we see Opencast solution method. So we see this also mined in those areas. Moving on, we are trying to see the importance of minerals in East Africa. So number one, we say iron ore for the manufacture of steel products, e.g. iron bars and iron steels. That's iron ore. Nickel, we see it from Machakos, and Ebusi is used in manufacture of paint. Gypsum from Garissa and Malindi is used in the manufacture of charcoal. And then cement. So problems facing the mining sector in East Africa are quite a number. We have inadequate capital for the mining process, which is very expensive. Minerals are non-renewable, so most of them when you mine them, they don't get back. So we end up losing them and they get extinct or exhausted. That's another challenge. So we have a problem of poor transport network, making mining zone very difficult to reach and remote. Political stability in some mining areas, where we see problems of rebels, ADF, for example, in conflicts of boundaries in the Albertine Graben, where we see problems of Congo and Kasese region, Hoima region having problems of political stability based on the rebel activities and boundary conflicts. Some minerals are expensive to exploit because they are buried deep underground and you need heavy machinery to bring them out. Shortage of skilled manpower to undertake mining activities. That's also another challenge. And then inadequate market for certain minerals in East Africa because of their poor quality. So these are some of the challenges that affect the mining sector and more others. For example, here we see some minerals available in small quantities, so does not bring out the economic valuable in terms of mining them. You need heavy machinery, yet they can't bring out the money that you invested. Most mining companies are owned by foreigners, so we see profit repatriation, and then that is also a big challenge to the economies of East Africa because most of the profits are taken back instead of being invested in the countries and benefiting the local person. Some minerals also and towns have a problem of exhaustion when minerals get over. For example, have a problem in Kasese. It used to be a booming town, now it's a ghost town because mining activities of copper are no more. Even cobalt as are trying, it is at a slow pace. So such we get a problem there. And then people do leave towns as ghost towns after the mining process. We also have a problem of congestion if mining is still there and it's taking place. Examples are where we see mining taking place in towns. So we see congestion in such towns, areas where we see mining, Kasese, Hima, Bambul, Tanga, Mandui. Such areas we see congestion because most people go there for in search of jobs and then improve the infrastructures. So moving on, what are some solutions that are being put forward to the above challenges? We are seeing government is trying to seek some aid and grant from developed countries to widen the capital base, so that is able to boost and grow the mining sector in East Africa. Investment should be made in research, that is exploration to get new mineral zones. We need to do geomapping so that we're able to discover more minerals. We're also looking at doing more advertisement to boost the markets for our local minerals. Government should also improve transport facilities in these mining areas to upgrade roads, for easy transportation through marams and tarmac. So we should also improve on the security so that we avoid the political instabilities that are affecting the mining sector. Also, we should have a map that is able to show the minerals and location of minerals in countries of East Africa. We should have a mineral map that is given to an investor whoever comes and is able to see where a mineral is located. I was also saying we should encourage on-site mineral processing to produce high-quality products instead of just exporting the ores out. Let's try to process the minerals and get values and products from them. Briefly want to look at the case study of diamond mining in Tanzania. That's Mwandui. Just briefly, it's one of the biggest mineral that we have in East Africa. So we're saying diamond, a mine at Wilson Diamond Mines at Mwandui, located at 27 kilometers from Shinyanga town. And then briefly, the formation of diamonds at Mwandui are formed in kimberlite rock, which was formed in an intrusive rock of magma, solidified in a vat, and then we see it out as a volcanic plug exposed. So we see this process coming through volcanic eruption, and then it's an igneous rock, which we always say igneous fire rock. That's why we find it so hard. It's not one of actually the hardest mineral. So mining of diamond. So we are saying mining of diamond is the method is open cast. We see them exposing the rock, and then we are able to extract that ore with that mineral, and then it is taken to a processing area, and then we start cutting these diamond stones, and then they're able to be used for other purposes. We're also saying the processing of diamond from the mining zone. So as we have said, ore and it's crushed into the plants and then to small sizes, put on a conveyor belt, which transport to the treatment plant. At the treatment plant, the ore is passed through separator, and the diamonds, some are heavy substance because of being dense, sink to the bottom, and then the remaining material floats as waste. Then for further cleaning, diamonds are further passed out to conveyor belt with the grease to which they stick. Then wastes are removed by electronically. So this is how we see them processed. Then from that, we see them cutting these diamonds, and they're used to process other products, as we have seen. So factors favoring the development of diamond mining at Mwandui. So we're saying the diamond are found near the earth surface, hence cheap to exploit using Opencast method. That's one of the factors that has really boosted diamond mining at Mwandui. Diamonds at Mwandui are found in large deposits, hence economic to valuable to mine. Invest your money and you're able to get it back because it is in plenty. Mwandui diamonds are of higher quality and higher demand on the international market. So we see this as one of the factors that has greatly influenced the development of the mining of diamond at Mwandui. Also, the landscape is good enough for that. Importance of diamond mining at Mwandui. As we have seen, these are not far different from the importance of mining as a sector in East Africa. But just because it's a case study, we see mining has provided employment to people in Tanzania around this Mwandui site. And this has improved their standards of living. It has led to the development of Mwandui town and then improved services and then infrastructure. The mining the mining companies have also constructed dams which provide electricity to Shinyanga district, which has also boosted the welfare and standards of living of people around these areas. It has facilitated infrastructure development like roads, hospitals, and many others. The mining company also trains its own laborers in the mining related activities, hence leading to skill acquisition in that area. So we see it as being one of the most important And above all, we want to say thank you for attending our last lesson in the series of lessons under mining. I want to say thank you, and stay tuned for more. For other lessons, you can get them on the links up above. We shall put the links up there. Lesson 1 and lesson 2 about mining, and then as we bring more content, we want to remind you to subscribe to this channel, and then also leave a comment and give thumbs up just to help and boost our channel. Thank you so much. See you soon in the next lesson.